Hey guys, Marsinger here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the banner unit physical Android 18 that has released with the new STR Cell. She is a super class unit and is technically from the Buu Saga, but obviously is designed for his team because of the tournament participants aspect, right? So as a banner unit, she has World Tournament or Peppy Gals as a leader skill for only 130, but obviously the leader skill not really important. Her super attack is greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage and has a great chance to stun. So obviously can be useful in events where stunning is a thing, like the formidable foes and stuff like that. Her basic effects are attack and defense 180. She gets an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. Then she gives all allies 2 key, attack and defense 30%, and gives tournament participant allies attack and defense and crit chance 18%. So tournament participant allies are getting 2 key, 48% attack and defense, and then 18% crit chance, which is obviously pretty good. When attacking with 12 or more key, she gets 180% attack and defense. When 3 or more tournament participant allies are on the team, she has a high chance of performing a crit, launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super, and then in slot 2 or 3 she has a great chance to evade enemy attacks. So that's useful because obviously she's meant to be a floating support unit, but it's kind of also useful for us here for doing a showcase because we want to keep her on rotation. So it means we can keep her in slot 2 and she's still going to have that 70% chance to dodge. So 3 or more world tournament allies, tournament participant allies on the team. It doesn't say other, so that wording means it should include her. But we do have the 2 cells, we have the tech cell, and we have the Tournament of Power androids. So even if it didn't include herself, and even if it didn't include the friend, we have the 3 other allies. So we know we've got that part of her passive covered. It will include the friend as well if you are running double cell. So technically, as long as you're running her on a double cell team, the 2 cell leads and her, that makes the 3 tournament participant characters. So we can see here we have 180k defense start of turn. Obviously she is freshly awakened and everything, 55% level 1 links. She's got shocking speed and fierce battle with Cell. Remember, she does get 180% on super when attacking if we have the 12 key, which obviously we will be able to get. So without factoring in her super attack effect, that puts her to about 500k defense after supering. Her super is greatly raise, which is 50%, so it should be about 90k each per super. And then obviously because we have this with the additional of a high chance, and then we have the tournament participant allies, which is another super additional with a high chance to become a super. She can super 3 times from her passive, and then the hidden potential could come into play. She is a physical unit, so even at 55%, she has a 10% chance to get an additional. That will get rolled for 3 times because she's doing 3 attacks. So she has the potential to add almost another 400k onto her defense, which is not crazy, right? That would put her at pretty much a maximum here of getting to still just under a million, somewhere between 800 and 900k. But then obviously she backs that up by having a 70% chance to dodge. Now the problem is, that means that she is going to be providing a lot of support to the team, which is useful. But obviously in more difficult content, that does mean she is essentially going to be a dodge or die character. But it is what it is. I mean, floating support units, that kind of is just the way it goes. Unfortunately though, it means if she is capping out at getting to 900k defense against certain bosses, she will take damage from normal attacks if she doesn't dodge, which is unfortunate. So obviously if you do get dupes for her, best build is just going to be full dodge. She has that high chance to crit if you have the right allies, and she's a support unit, she's not there to do damage, so really you just want to go full dodge and then put any other points into additional so that you can potentially get that extra super and have her greatly raise her defense again. So I mean, she seems like she could be interesting enough, but that's the thing that worries me straight off the bat, right? Is seeing that her potential maximum defense is only 900k. That's on a turn with no other support. Obviously, she's only got 2 links active, so a turn where she's linked up with one of the other android characters, like the Tournament of Power androids, who are also going to be giving her support as well. That could be quite helpful. But you can see here we got the first additional, goes up to 6.2 million. We get the stun on both as well. The third attack becomes the super as well, goes up to 6.8. So, I mean, considering, again, she's just really here for the support, And then we get the hidden potential as well, goes up to 7.3. So she's done what, like 25 to 26-ish million attack stat worth of attacks by herself as a support, which is not bad. And we did get the 4 super turns. So yeah, she was looking at being at around 8 to 900k defense there with a 70% chance to dodge. Obviously, we don't get to see the outcome of whether or not she actually dodges because she didn't get a chance to be attacked by stunning the enemy. So we'll float off the androids here. Is it they give support for 2 turns if we get enough orbs, don't we? Or no, it's only for the... Well, is their passive really that short? I know they came out like a while ago, but damn. I thought they had a thing for... Oh, I realise what I've done now. I've got the unawakened version of them on the team. That's awkward. Because I got dupes for them from the banner. So why is their passive so short? Because they're not awakened. Whoops. Well, at least they'll share some links with her. I'm going to let the tech cell attack first because he heals on super. Yeah, that's awkward. I knew their passive was longer than that because they change orbs. If you pick up like 7 orbs, is it? They give support for like extra turns. So that's kind of annoying, but... Oh well, chances are they might actually get us killed in one of the upcoming turns, but we'll get to see 18 with some more links active, I guess. Alright, so we got... Okay, so she's going to be sealed, so fortunately I bought these. So we get her unsealed here. Sale friend now is at 668k. Obviously we haven't gotten either of the cells to revive yet. So let's go ahead and do this. Same stats as before, same links, obviously no extra links with Boo. They all share Fierce Battle and Shocking Speed on this rotation. So go ahead and do this. Okay, so Cell's going to get to super first. The friend Cell is 79%. So he's at 11.6. Obviously he's not getting his big links. There's no big bad bosses active here or anything like that. That's the thing with this Android 18, right, is we're keeping her on rotation because the video is to showcase her, but she will really just be used on this team as a floating 3rd slot unit. Your rotations are going to be like Cell with the tech cell potentially. I mean, the problem is with this guy is that he can't really go slot 1 after he dies. Like, you kind of put him in slot 1 so that he can get killed and get his revival, but then realistically he's not tanking these like big enemy super attacks until after he's supered. In a lot of it, in like the toughest events anyway. So that's the thing with this guy, is going to be finding out the best build for him for like who actually are the slot 1s for his team, because he really needed to be a slot 1, like with the tech cell and then obviously the AGL cell getting his easy A soon. Like, that would have been the perfect setup for the team if the STR cell was your slot 1 on both rotations, and then you have those 2 easy A cells or like super easy A cell to go next to them as like the perfect partner. So that would have been really, really good. But yeah, there we go. Not dodging against Goku. So how much do we take from this? 553. So I mean, at least we survive. But let me double check. What does his super attack actually do? Because yeah, that's a lot. For bearing in mind this Goku is obviously nowhere near the toughest like red zone boss, right? So where are we looking? Vegeta story, Majin Buu saga. Goku super attacks, yeah, for only 1.4 million, and she took 550k. So as soon as we start getting to these bosses that are hitting 2 mil, let alone the 3 or 4 million bosses at the end of some of these red zones, she is just getting instantly destroyed by a super attack, right? So, I mean, I guess we could go ahead and just use this. I do kind of want... I want Cell to die to get the revival, but obviously he's locked, and if I use a Senzu Bean to move him, then we just get a heal anyway. We're going to heal from STR Cell regardless, so I guess we just go ahead and do this. But yeah, that's the biggest problem, is it's the UI Goku memes like all over again. She has a 70% chance to dodge, but in any of the actual difficult content, if she's not dodging, then she is going to get taken out by some of these tougher bosses. I mean, if we go down, who's the tough boss? The end of this one is the STR Kid Buu. He gets 10% attack with each turn passed up to 50%, so that would go up by about 50%. So the Kid Buu at the end, his normal attacks hit for about just over 1 million, which means that she would still be taking like 1 to 200k from normals. And of course, he's STR, so she's got type disadvantage. So potentially, if she's not dodging in the final phase against STR Kid Buu, she's potentially taking like 300k normals. And this is not the hardest red zone that we have or anything, right? So that's definitely a little bit awkward. Now, this is where we could get some better. She got Android Assault, Twin Terrors, and Infinite Energy. Now, obviously, at level 1 links, they're not as good, right? Because Android Assault, defense 10%. At level 10, it's 20%, which is a pretty significant amount, right? The fact that it basically doubles the amount of defense. This would give her extra defense and extra dodge chance at level 10. And then Infinite Energy gives defense and crit chance as well. So she could easily have an extra, by having these links leveled up, she would be getting an extra 35% defense here. And some extra dodge chance. So this puts her to 217k. So that means what? After factoring in, so 217k plus 180% when she attacks, puts her to 600k. Each super's giving her probably just under 100. So if she gets the quad, or around 100, if she gets the quad super turn on this rotation, she would have like 1 million defense, which again is not really good enough, to be honest. Use the friend cell active skill here just to make sure he doesn't get taken out. I mean, to be fair, we need a cell to revive, but don't necessarily want him to die here. I mean, to be honest, the int androids are probably going to die here just because of the fact that they're not awakened. I haven't used them in so long. When I put them on the team, I didn't even clock that that was their unawakened art, because I haven't used them in such a long time. You think I'd recognize them from last night, considering I pulled 3 copies of them off the banner, but 716k. I mean, obviously, if he'd gotten the revival already, it would be considerably better, but now we definitely are going to die because of the androids, because there's no way they're tanking normals. This guy's normals do 800k, and they are even though they're rainbow, they're an unawakened level 100 UR at this point. I mean, 18 will tank his normals if she doesn't dodge, because like I say, she should have around 1 million. I guess it depends how many times she supers, but she does also have type advantage. So if she doesn't dodge any of Fat Boo's normal attacks here, she will take double-digit damage, but then the int androids are going to die in slot 3. Definitely should have remembered to reawaken them. They give a bit of extra support, which obviously would make everybody look a little bit better on the rotation, but that's the thing. At 55%, this Android 18 is not going to be getting to crazy numbers. Plus, if you're going to be running her on the team as the intended like 3rd slot floating unit, if you're running the Tournament of Power androids on the team, you're running them as a 3rd slot floating unit as well, so they're not going to be on the same rotation like ever, so they're not going to be there to give her the extra links and support. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, this 18 could find a decent home if like Tournament Participants gets a bit of an update, like if we get some more androids, like a new version of MVP 17. I know I've seen a lot of people say they would like to see that as like the part 2 LR. Then obviously this unit would work really well with him, because they would share a lot of links and he's a Tournament Participants character. But yeah, overall, realistically, this 18 not looking particularly crazy. I did get a dupe in my summons, so I will put that in, and then the next time we use the team, she'll probably be on there as just the 3rd slot float, because we will be trying out Cell's team against some of the other tougher events. But yeah, she's definitely not like a crazy unit. I still really need to find the best sort of build for his team that's going to work in these tough events, which is interesting, because a lot of the time characters come out, and because of their leader skill combo or the categories that they have, it's really easy to know straight away. It's like, right, I'm putting this guy, this guy, this guy on the team, and this is like, you know, some of the best units in the game, they fit under his leader skill. Cell's team is a bit more tricky, especially with him not really being a slot 1 unit, even post revive. Like, start of turn, him having 1 million defense, even with like he has 30% damage reduction against the super, and then like 15% and guard, so it's like 45% after his initial like damage reduction from the intros run out. But that's not enough when it comes to like, you know, a super attack against like one of these final red zone bosses that's doing like 4 million. You take off, was it 45%, did we say? It's still doing like 2.2 million, and he only has like 1 million defense in slot 1 before he attacks. But we'll see how we get on. Let me know what you guys think of the Android 18. She's definitely not the worst banner unit we've had, and she does at least fit the mold that we would kind of like, where the banner unit actually helps the Dokkan Fest, like they actually go on their team and are a benefit to the new unit, unlike, like, say, Kui from the Scout of Vegeta banner and stuff like that, right? So at least there's that, but definitely not the craziest banner unit we've seen. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.